Okay, so let's make a start. We're on the hour. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Really appreciate that. A very warm welcome. I have asked Philippa, our chairperson, who's on the line, to put our Dyslexia Association of London forum link in the chat box, and she's just done that for us. If there's any questions and we run out of time, we can continue the conversation afterwards on the forum. Our forum is a great place to share our thoughts and ideas on all things dyslexia. It's a really useful resource for people. So there will be a recording of this webinar on our website after the event, so you can catch up in your own time. We will be putting the presentation on there as well, so there's no need to take copious amount of notes if you struggle with that. They'll also be shared. And I'm not going to stay chatting for too much longer because you're not here to listen to me. I'm Barbara, by the way, the Dyslexia Association of London operations manager, and I'm really delighted to introduce today our expert on aromatherapy, Zuleikha. I've got to know Zuleikha over the last couple of weeks while arranging for her to come and speak to us today, and I hope that you get the same warmth that I do when I speak to her. I'm sure you will. So Zuleikha, I'm not going to stay talking now any longer. I'm going to hand over to you, and I'll manage the slides, and if I'm going too fast or not at the right pace, you can just let me know. Okay, over to you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Like Barbara said, I'm Zuleikha, and I appreciate you all being here, and I welcome you to this webinar on how to manage your emotions with aromatherapy. First, let me reassure you that at the end of this webinar, you will know everything you need to start using aromatherapy to manage your emotions straight away. You will be given a list of 6 essential oils that address issues faced by people with dyslexia and 3 ways to use them. I also want to let you know that I have a unique offer that I created for this group. I will give you more details on this at the end of the webinar. And if you see me looking at my screen, it is because I have a lot to share with you on this topic, and I don't want to leave out important information. So let's begin. I will start by giving you a brief overview of aromatherapy and a short explanation why aromatherapy, when applied in the right way, brings health, well-being, and improved quality of life. This is because it works on a holistic level and addresses the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. It involves the use of essential oils that are natural and are pure plant essences extracted mostly by steam distillation. These essential oils contain complex chemical components that have the power to treat all kinds of ailments. And when correctly used, they have no side effects. Aromatherapy is also known to bring instant relief to simple physical issues such as headaches, muscular aches and pains, burns, and bruises. It has been very effective in the treatment of emotional issues such as fear, stress, anxiety, sleep problems, and feelings of overwhelm. Harnessing their energies can help us cure illnesses, improve moods, and restore balance in our lives. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my journey with aromatherapy. It started in the late 90s when I was facing major challenges in my life, and one of them was divorce. These challenges affected me so badly and affected my health so badly as well, that I was anxious all the time. I was worried. I could not sleep. On top of that, I was losing weight and losing my hair. In those days, essential oils were very rare. I didn't even know about them, but I met someone who made them and I was drawn to them. What they did for me was their aromas lifted my spirit, gave me back my confidence, and I was able to take charge of my life and my well-being. I went on to study aromatherapy, and then I created Zuleikha Therapies. Through Zuleikha Therapies, I have helped many people take charge of their lives and their well-being using essential oils. There's no doubt that it was the essential oils that helped me because I didn't use anything else at the time. So I can assure you, I know very well it was the essential oils. So now let's carry on. In this webinar, we will cover the cause of stress and anxiety in adults with dyslexia, how they can create long-term health issues, and how aromatherapy can address this at root level. I will also show you 3 simple ways to incorporate aromatherapy in your daily routine, if that's what you want. Let's look at stress and anxiety in adults with dyslexia. These are symptoms of a deeper cause that people who experience them are sometimes unaware of. These feelings and emotions can have detrimental effects on health, well-being, and sometimes spill into other areas of life, relationships, family life, and workspace. And they are known to be the reason of some major health issues. Understanding their cause is important to deal with and eliminate them before they can cause more damage to those who are affected. And to do this, we need to look at the effects of feelings and emotions on people's moods. People sometimes feel happy and joyful just for no reason. But if they take a step back to what they were doing before they felt that way, or what thought crossed their mind, they will see the memory or situation that triggered this feeling. Similarly, when people are anxious prior to doing something that they consider difficult, they have a subconscious trigger that brings up this feeling. A feeling that's triggered has been stored in their subconscious mind at a time when they were vulnerable, usually in their childhood years. These feelings are there, lurking at the back of the mind, ready to be triggered when something looks like a problem. And constant triggers of past trauma are tiring on the nervous system. Many people who live with past trauma have a variety of symptoms, such as increased heart rate, constantly feeling weak or tired, having trouble concentrating or thinking about nothing other than the present worry, trouble sleeping, stomach problems, memory loss, and feelings of overwhelm. What they don't realize is if the cause of these symptoms is not addressed, they could end up facing more serious health issues in the long term, such as heart disease, breathing problems, chronic pain, irritable bowel syndrome. So how can aromatherapy help with these issues and heal past trauma? To answer this question, let's look at what is involved in an aromatherapy treatment. In a nutshell, a client will have a consultation with a practitioner, then they will be given a prescription of a blend of 3 to 4 different oils. It can be used in an oil burner to be diffused in the client's environment so they get the benefit of smelling the aroma of the oils. It can be added to a bath so the oils can penetrate the body through the pores and the client can relax in the scented bath water. Or this pure blend can be added to a carrier oil to be used as a massage oil or as an after-bath body oil. The effects of the oils will be felt instantly and the symptoms will be eased as the aroma of the essences will bring the client's mind to a place of stillness. As the client continues to use the oils, the traumatic event will disappear as a wound in the brain. It will heal to become a memory that is no longer a trigger. This is how the use of essential oils heal past trauma. Sounds like a simple method, and you may wonder whether it really works. So, let's look at this in more depth. Somebody once said the best recipe for health is to apply sweet scents to the brain. This statement perfectly describes how essential oils heal past issues. And the way aromatherapy works is making use of two sensors in the body. These are the sense of touch and the sense of smell. However, just the effect of smell alone can have a very powerful influence on the central nervous system. To understand this further, we need to look at the connection between the sense of smell and the brain. Smell is the only sense in the body which has a direct connection with the outside world. This means that the aroma of essential oils, when inhaled or smelled, goes directly to the brain. Trauma is recorded in a part of the brain known as the amygdala. And this is exactly where the essential oils molecules go. And there, the aromas heal the memory that was stored as a wound. Eventually, it becomes a distant memory with no power to cause harm. The way this works is that the essential oils stimulate memory associations and bring up good memories. This then alters moods from negative to positive, which in turn influence positive hormonal responses. The body then takes charge and heals itself on many levels, and all other related symptoms simply disappear. For example, if someone suffering from anxiety has trouble sleeping, becomes forgetful, and develops stomach problems, their doctor will most likely prescribe them medication and tablets for each problem. However, an aromatherapist will only address the feeling of anxiety. As the main problem is dealt with, the related ones will disappear. I have first-hand experience with this. When I was stressed, I was prone to colds and coughs. But when I incorporated aromatherapy in my everyday life to deal with stress, all related symptoms vanished. Let's see how the sense of touch heals current and past issues. Aromatherapy uses the sense of touch in the form of massage. Massage alleviates stress and allows the body to relax and renew. The essential oils penetrate the skin to its deepest layer into the bloodstream and heal past trauma that has been recorded in the cells. So you know, traumas are recorded both in the brain and in the cells. A combination of using both ways help with healing emotional and physical issues. Trauma that's recorded in the brain causes psychological problems, and trauma that is recorded in the cells cause physical problems. That's a simplistic way of explaining that. It is a little more complicated, but I don't want to overwhelm you with all these explanations here. Now let's look at the essential oils that are suitable for stress and anxiety. There are hundreds of essential oils. As far as I know, most plants' resin, bark, leaf, fruits, fruit peels, or berries have been distilled or cold pressed, and their essences are now in use for therapeutic purposes. And due to their chemical composition, each essential oil has a unique property. This is why when the right oil is used for an issue at hand, the effect is felt straight away. I will now share with you the information of 6 essential oils that are generally used for psychological problems, because this is what we are talking about today. It's anxiety. They are all gentle in nature and leave no side effects. These are lavender, orange, geranium, grapefruit, jasmine, and rose. Let's start with lavender. This is a versatile oil, and because of its many properties, it can treat a variety of issues on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Its antiseptic property makes it ideal to treat problems such as coughs, colds, flu, wounds, and ulcers. It also helps in the treatment of all types of physical pain. Its calming and sedative property helps to lower blood pressure and ease nervous tensions. Again, I have personal experience, many experience with lavender in healing wounds, bringing instant relief to aches and pains, and bruises and burns. I can certainly recommend this oil as an important remedy to keep in your first aid kit. Orange essential oil. This oil has a cheerful nature that conveys warmth and happiness. And here is a simple statement that sums this up perfectly. Its influence on mood is positive and joyful. It harmonizes feeling and awakens creativity. I recommend this oil to calm the nervous system and help with anxiety level. Geranium essential oil regulates the hormonal system. Because of this, it is ideal for treating stress and anxiety. It is also known as a feminine oil, useful in the treatment of PMS, heavy periods, and menopausal problems. Grapefruit essential oil. One of the many properties of this oil is antidepressant. This is why it has an overall uplifting and reviving effect, a perfect oil to treat stress and anxiety. It also helps with stomach problems. Jasmine is known as the king of flowers, and the oil extracted from this plant has long been used in both therapy and perfumery. Its aroma has great influence on emotions. It is known to diminish fear, to increase self-confidence, to empower people to become more optimistic. And last but not least, the rose essential oil. The rose plant has been respected and valued since the dawn of history. This oil has a very high value, not only because of the beauty of the flower, but also because it takes about 30 roses to make 1 drop of oil. It is antidepressant in nature. It is very effective in all levels of life, mind, body, and spirit. It makes sorrow easier. It opens the heart and soothes feelings of anger, fear, and anxiety. And a perfect description for this oil is, the rose oil is the most precious of all heavenly scents, and it refreshes the soul. A definite recommendation from me to treat anxiety. The 6 essential oils that I have described are suitable for you to start using straight away after the webinar if you want. I specially chose these oils because of their gentle, non-irritant, and non-sensitizing nature. What I'm going to say next is very important. Because essential oils are like medication, some of them may have adverse effects on people. And I will clarify what I meant at the beginning, what I said at the beginning of this webinar. Aromatherapy when applied in the right way. The right way is not taking recipes from the internet and making blends to use on yourself, and not applying essential oils directly from its bottle onto the skin. Always consult a qualified practitioner if you need specific help and advice. I have prepared a document that's available for you to download with the exact recipes on how to dilute the oils I recommended, so you can use them safely and effectively. The link to this document is on the slide. To sum up, here are some useful information regarding the use of essential oils in your daily life. Like medications, some essential oils have powerful healing properties, and they have been known to be very effective in the treatment of all kinds of health problems, from minor burns and bruises to more serious issues. Other essential oils have psychotherapeutic properties, relieving stress, depression, sleep problems, and premenstrual problems. As an introduction to a new form of therapy, it should be used as complementary medicine, not replacing treatments. Traditional treatments. As I said, when applied in the right way, they leave no side effect. Essential oils are powerful healing essences. Just like we would not take a recipe from the internet to create a tablet that will relieve our aches and pains, similarly, we should respect the power of essential oils and not use them haphazardly. Here are the 3 ways I promised to share with you at the beginning of the webinar. These are simple, easy, yet very effective ways to incorporate aromatherapy in your daily routine. Once your blend is created, a few drops can be added to a bath, used in a burner or diffuser, or added to a carrier oil and apply on part of the body or the whole body after a bath or shower. You will find details on how to make your blends in the download. Here is an example to illustrate how using essential oils haphazardly can be dangerous. A few years ago, a post was circulating on the internet about the benefit of rosemary oil as an aid to improve memory. It was drawn to my attention that unqualified people were giving advice on this oil, making recommendations to apply this oil around their children's ears to help them in their studies. Issues with this advice is that rosemary is a stimulating oil. If not used correctly at the right time of the day, can cause sleeplessness. And applying undiluted oil on the skin can cause irritation. This shows how using essential oils in the wrong way can cause more harm than good. Just so you know, there are 2 essential oils that you can apply without diluting them in a carrier oil. These are lavender and tea tree. Now, let me tell you more about the opportunity I created for this group. It is a free 30-minute session with me where I give you a step-by-step plan to work out what oil and method of use you would need to address a particular issue that may be holding you back, both in your life and your work. This is how it works. We will meet up online and have a conversation for about 30 minutes. And there and then I will put together a plan for you to address this problem so you can be free from any emotional block that's stopping you from being at ease, both in your everyday life and at work. To continue, click on the link in the slide and answer some questions regarding your issue. This will help me to know more how I can help you, and when we get to sit together on this call, we can maximize the time to create this plan. You will walk away with 3 recipes to create the blends to suit your particular situation and 3 ways to use them. This is a limited time offer with only 12 openings available. So if you are interested to have this free session with me, which is valued at £95, book your space now. My main objective for this call is to have you walk away with the recipes of the 3 blends that will help you straight away to deal with your issue and bring you ease in your life and work. No need to worry that I will try to sell you something that you don't want. This is not my style. I look forward to seeing you inside the call. And thank you all for your time, because we've come to the end of the webinar, and I hand over to Barbara now.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so that we can take a look at our questions, if we have any questions. Thanks, Zuleikha. That's really good, very interesting. Thanks also for your offer for this group of people.
I have some questions, Barbara. Can I kick off with some questions?
Kick off. Don't
Hi,
kick
everyone.
off. It was all so harmonious.
I'll start the questions. So, yeah, just to sort of, I think for me, there's so much information there. Thank you so much, Zuleikha. So I'm just trying to work out, you've got 6 different essential oils that you've recommended, but so sometimes, you know, there's different scenarios where, you know, someone might be going for a job interview, or every day they're waking up and they're feeling a bit more tense, or they are clinically suffering from anxiety. And I think for me, it's like, when do you use which one, and how, like how, you know, so if there's a scenario, let's say we've got a job interview, what essential oil would you recommend? I know you might have a mix in there of say, would you recommend rose, and should you sort of put it on, have a massage the night before, or, you know, what sort of scenarios are there where you feel essential oils could be used as part of daily life to help alleviate stress and anxiety?
Well, like I said, you know, consulting a practitioner would be the best way, but, you know, making it universal, to use simple essential oils like orange is very good. Lavender, orange is like simple ways of adding essential oil into your life. And, you know, to this day, I still use those. I still, you know, sometimes I don't want to go finding more complicated oils, because all of them have amazing properties. But just to lift your spirit, orange is lovely. And
Okay.
before a job interview, I would recommend these 2 would be the best, actually. Lavender will calm you down, and orange will lift your spirit and makes you feel good. That's what you need that moment. But if there are more serious issues, it's best to consult a practitioner, because your issues, it's all individual. You know, people have different ways of dealing with things, and different individual issues that needs to be addressed, pinpoint and addressed in all their own ways.
So that's great. So something like having a kind of oil burner or something like that, for those types of things where you would like to calm down in general, rather than it being a health problem, it might be quite nice to have a sort of orange essential oil or a lavender essential oil that you could kind of put out the night before on your job interview, or you could spray the room with a lavender spray and have a nice sleep, that sort of thing. So using it as part of your daily life for ongoing. Whereas yours, I understand what you're saying, if you have a health concern, then it's better to speak to a practitioner if you have a specific concern, or severe anxiety.
Yeah, so that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to read some of or attempt to read some of the questions from our panelists. So we have a question here. What do you think about aromatherapy for Alzheimer's patients, and for people in general, in boosting memory?
Right. So Alzheimer's patients, they already have lost a lot of their memory that can't be boosted. But to keep them calm, and again, because all essential oils can cause harm and good if they are not applied individually, I would still stick to lavender and orange for some people. Sometimes geranium will be good as well. Alzheimer's people, I would also advise rose, because rose, then, you know, I'm not going to go into details of talking about why people have Alzheimer and that, but rose is quite an oil that will what will deal with deeper emotional issues.
Mm.
And so to use rose, it's very hard. It's just one drop is enough sometimes. And that's the reason I keep saying for these kind of issues, you will need to consult a practitioner.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Hopefully that helps our participant here today. What do you suggest for use within a classroom to calm students? I have a diffuser. It's from Tina.
Right. That again, lavender, orange, geranium, sometimes a bit of lemon and lime, because it's a diffuser and it's not being applied on people. So lemon and lime, so it's a combination of calming and stimulating. You don't want your students to be too calm. You want them to have a little bit of stimulation at the same time. So that's when I will put, and for this, you can use like 8 drops of lavender, 5 drops of lemon, 2 drops of lime. And what else did I say? Geranium. No, well, let's leave it at these 3. Orange, 5 drops of orange. What I'll do, I'll put that somewhere.
Actually, it's in the recording, because
recording.
I had a sudden panic when you said, what did I say? I'm thinking, oh, I didn't retain that information already. So for everybody else like me.
No, I did remember orange afterwards. I said 4. Usually I use 3, but you can put 4. It's fine. It's fine, 4 oils. But as long as it is not put on your skin, I mean, as a novice, if you start mixing oil and putting on your skin, that's when you can cause problem. And not too much, just in moderate quantities you can put in a diffuser. The reason I know this, because I create products universally for everyone. And that we have certain level of dilution, which will not affect people. That also means that it won't be therapeutic in effect.
So I have a question here before I move on again to our panelists here, and I'm going to own up here. And again, it's maybe a memory thing. I'm going to tell a story to everybody here that when I was having these discussions with Zuleikha about how to make this presentation appropriate for our audience, for people with memory issues and anxiety. She kindly gave me a lovely sample of oil for a diffuser, which I have on at the moment. Again, I recommend it for anybody who's running a webinar that they might be, have heightened anxiety about the technology going wrong. So that's worked really well. But I'd actually, even though I had a diffuser and I have used oils in the past, it's a number of years since I used them. And I'd actually forgotten, and I put the oil directly onto the diffuser without anything else. So my question is, when you say put them in a diffuser, can you explain how you would prepare that? Because I had actually forgotten. I remembered, of course, once the oil completely evaporated because it was so volatile. It created a lovely aroma in my kitchen, I have to say. But yeah, that's just a simple question.
Yeah, that's so true, actually, because sometimes I come from a level that I think everybody knows what I know, but it's putting water in a diffuser. Oh, you can use one of those other diffusers, which is electric. That's what I do. I've got both. I use both. And there's always water. So you always have to put your oils in water in a diffuser.
Yeah. And I can say that has had the added benefits of making my plants very happy in the central heating environment. So added benefits there that you're not selling, Zuleikha. But I can tell you my plants are happier. So I have a question here from Colin. Hello, Colin. Have you any recommendations for sleep?
I do, actually. I do. I don't want to sell you anything, but I have created a night essential spray, which Barbara has has used. which I've sent to Barbara. But I can't tell you all the oils because, like you know, I don't remember everything that I do. I have to write them down. But I have a combination of 6 oils in that. And if you go on my website, you will see I've got many room sprays, and one of them is Night Night, and that's been a very good bestseller for me. Rather than giving you an oil that you buy here and you mix, and which is a mess, you probably won't get the right combination. I've already made that one. That's been an issue for many people.
Okay, and Elizabeth also has a similar question. She says, apart from lavender, probably that's not her favorite scent. Is there anything best for inducing sleep?
There is actually, and there is benzoin. So these quite, you know, sort of other oils, and I would put frankincense. There is a lot to calm the nerves, which I use. So that's the things I prefer to create myself, or maybe I will add those in blogs and put them online. But again, it will be safe for you to use, not specific for you. That's what I mean. When I say safe,
Yeah.
It be universal. It won't be to address your specific problem. Well, it will help you to sleep. I don't know. Have you used yours, Barbara?
I have, yeah, and I have also converted my partner to use it as well. So, and that amazed me. He, you know, we put it on tissues actually.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
We both slept well. I don't know whether that's coincidence or not, but we did.
No, it's not. I can assure you, it's not coincidence. I have regular buyers of the Night Night. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it works. Okay, so from Sam, thank you for the great webinar. Can you, oh, that's just moved. Sorry.
Epsom salt. Yeah, I can see it.
Epsom salts in the bath.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what I do all the time. I add Epsom salt or relaxing, you know, other salts, and I put essential oil as well. So yeah, do enjoy that. It's wonderful.
Okay, Trish, I've heard that some essential oils can be toxic to pets for cats. Is it true? And is it safe to use a diffuser in this instance?
Yeah, as long as your cat doesn't get close to it and it doesn't get onto your cat, it should be fine, because what it does is it diffuses, the molecules goes into the atmosphere, into your environment. And we've had cats. I've had cats all my life. You know, my daughter has cats, and we always use essential oil. All my daughters, we're a family of cats. So we haven't had any problems with our cats.
Okay. Elizabeth is saying, can you repeat the first one? I got frankincense, but can't remember the first one you said. And I think Elizabeth was asking about sleep.
Oh, sleep was lavender, benzoin, 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 yeah, yeah.
Benzoin.
Benzoin, yes.
Yeah, very good. Philippa's written it there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Any more? We have the time. So if anybody's got any more questions. Have I missed anyone? Thanks. Oh, headaches for brain fog.
Brain fog. I like to use Roman chamomile. The chamomile oils are very good to use for headaches and to calm nerves as well. I'm not recommending a lot of the oils. And if you look at my picture, you will see behind the picture on the webinar, you will see behind that, I have 3 shelves full of essential oils. And I haven't counted them. I think I have over 70 essential oils. I don't use all of them because a lot of them are mixed and put in products. But the ones that I use regularly are lavender, orange, lemon, lime, geranium, and Roman chamomile for headaches. I like that. And I won't recommend you to use it neat, but it's applied on the temples and behind the ears and on the back of the neck. If it can be added to sweet almond oil, I've found that very good. I can recommend you everything. Essential oils are very expensive, because if you want to buy them therapeutic grade, but I'm very happy, that's what I was going to say, I'm very happy for people to email me. I have essential oils on my website, and chamomile itself is £73 for 10 ml. but I get everything wholesale. So, and I can dilute and, you know, resale them at a very reasonable price. So people can email me, and on my website, there are many points. Support at Zuleikha Therapies. There you go, Philippa. So email me. I can, if it's not there, I will get it for you.
Great, that sounds good. Yeah, and for anybody who's you know, in the chat box, Philippa is posting helpfully the links to Zuleikha's website, so that's quite good. Do any oils act as anti-inflammatories?
Yes, and yeah, there is German chamomile, yarrow. I have a combination actually, which is called Wellbeing Oil, and it is on my website, and it is very good anti-inflammatory. And I will just tell you a little bit about my own story, and Philippa knows as well. So recently, I've been feeling a bit of back aches because I've been sitting around a lot, and the last few nights I've used my anti-inflammatory blend, and I've been waking up really flexible with no pain. Well, I've always used that. I always know, but sometimes I forget. So like everything else, sometimes I just get into my routine and I forget.
Yeah.
But when I get back to them, I can see how amazing they are. And this has been very helpful. And that blend is called Wellbeing, and it's in the massage oil.
Yeah, well, I must say as well, certainly this has reminded me about aromatherapy, because I have used it in the past. It's why I have diffusers and burners and so on and so forth. And it's very true, actually, that your routines can change for some reason and you get out. But I have really enjoyed being able to do something at home, in my home, because we're all spending a lot of time in our home. And it really has helped me. And I guess one of the questions that I'd like to ask Zuleikha from your talk is that about trauma and how oils affect the same part of the brain as trauma impacts, and that aromatherapy can, I think you said, heal it like a wound, or something to that effect. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Because I know the people that I speak to who contact us, who've experienced, you know, traumatic experiences because of their dyslexia. Quite a lot of their continued problems are manifested in things that happened in the past, actually, and it's their memories and the trigger of those memories that kind of keeps that trauma alive or keeps bringing it back up.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit maybe about how that might help?
I will actually, and I will combine a little bit of NLP to clarify things, if that's okay. Yeah, what I said, well, you know, I'll just show you my book from this, which is my Bible, and in there, the writer wrote that the oil molecules is the only substance that can go past the blood-brain barrier, which is the tiny capillaries, and go straight to the brain to induce good memories. But let's put it in a different way. I've been thinking about that. Say, for example, you need to get to somewhere, and the road is really a difficult road. It's hard, it's difficult, and you have to get through that. And when you get there, eventually you get there, but you've been traumatized along the way. So that trauma stays in your mind, and that's been kept coming back to you all the time. That's the memory. But if I show you somewhere different, another route to go, a route where there's flowers, where it's easy, where it's simple, and you will get to the same place. And then, but you don't know that route. You will probably go once, and then so what the brain does is, this trauma is in the brain like a neural pathway. A neural pathway, the more you use it, the groove gets deeper and deeper, and it's the path of least resistance. So we automatically jump to that part when that situation comes up. But with the good memories, gradually, slowly, another route is being created. another path is being created. That's why I say gradually, because that groove and then this will drop. That is also an NLP practice. I had to study everything to understand. So slowly, slowly that will get erased, not properly erased, not totally erased, but become a distant memory. Distant memory, and then you will know the new route to go there and you will enjoy that. That's the way you will go. That's the other way of explaining it, but that's how essential oil create that for you.
I like the visual imagery, and that will sit very well, I'm sure, with a lot of our audience. The path, the difficult path compared to the path with flowers and beautiful scents, and that's really good, actually. Thank you. I've got that in my brain now, actually. That's really good.
Yeah, because there are other substances that we can smell, that we can see. I don't know whether they go direct to, I don't think they do, because from what Salvatore Battaglia says, the larger molecules don't go past the brain barriers. The essential oils have very small molecules. They can go through that. But, bad smell doesn't evoke good memories. And you've smelled the aroma of essential oils, their authenticity, they evoke something really lovely within you.
Yeah.
Even talking about that, I can feel it in my heart.
Yes, absolutely. And in the same way that scent can evoke memories of people who are no longer with us, our loved ones, that kind of thing. Actually, a lot of people can relate to that when they experience loss. That sense of smell is something that remains with them, actually. Same from childhood, the things that you remember about your childhood and those scents, scent really evokes memory. So there is something very, very strongly linked with aromatherapy, I would say, and the brain senses and memory.
Absolutely.
I guess we have another question from Elizabeth around PTSD. If trying to practice breathing, what would you suggest to diffuse the room to complement, please? You'll notice I skipped a word because I can't read it, but yeah.
It's all right, don't worry. Yeah, I would suggest to diffuse sandalwood and frankincense.
Okay.
Sandalwood and frankincense when you are, maybe rosewood as well. Something that has like a higher spiritual level of connection that will connect to your brain.
Okay, thank you.
Is that the same for mindfulness, Zuleikha? Because I know a lot of people now practice mindfulness. So would you recommend those? So yes. It was frankincense, sandalwood, and what was the
other one? I said rosewood. But there are other things as well, which is not coming to mind now. I didn't expect these questions, but yes, rosewood and I would say lavender.
Put it on our forum.
I will put that on your forum, actually. Yeah, put the question on your forum, and then I'll put the answer there.
Yeah.
But these three are very good because it's the woody. But the Palo Santo is good as well. It comes into a form of oil, as you know, and sage. But they are quite strong. And you can put the link, Philippa, of the sage and the Palo Santo. That can be diffused in a room. Can be sprayed in a room because I make them in the form of room sprays.
Okay, I've just put the link to our forum back on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. So Palo Santo is a very strong oil that connects you to your higher purpose and very good for cleansing, and sage as well.
Okay. Any more questions? I think we're good on the question front. Hopefully I haven't missed any. And if I did, now is your chance to say, yes, you haven't answered my question. No, that's good. Nobody's okay. So,
Oh, we've got 2 new messages.
oh, anything for a male dyslexic? So, specifically, is it for relaxation or like? I would say that whatever is in your night,
Yes.
and Zuleikha, that worked for my partner. He's not dyslexic, but it helped him to sleep. And he, you know, he's a person who doesn't like strong scents. Actually, I use the diffuser when he's out of the house. Luckily for me, he's out at work every day. So, but he did actually like the night spray, that sample that you gave me.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I know men don't like rose smells. And yes, yeah, what's in my night is like the benzoin, the frankincense. Sandalwood is calming as well.
Okay.
Please repeat the sensory walk.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this was like when you spoke about developing a different path.
Different pathway, neural pathway in your brain. Yeah. Yeah. So if you go somewhere, you need to go somewhere, and every day you are on a route that is full of obstacles, that makes you anxious, that gives you issues, and you have to go through that route every day because you have no choice. However, if I show you a different route, you will get to the same place, and I show you a different route, which you were not aware of, but now you are being shown that route, and it's full of plants, flowers, and lovely scenery. And you go there, you get to the same place. It's like, the way I would put it is, you're doing the same thing, but suddenly as you're doing that thing, that whole issue is triggered. But if you start changing that route to there to get to that place, eventually that old route that was deeply etched in your brain will start fading, and you will create a new neural pathway, which is more pleasant, which is joyful. It makes you happy. And that's what the use of essential oil will do for you as you continue to use them. And in the beginning, on a daily basis. And I still use them on a daily basis. So
I guess if anybody's been to anywhere beautiful and exotic, because what that conjures up in my mind is some horrendous roads that I've traveled in, countries that I've visited. That in itself is a nice memory, going somewhere. But, you know, beautiful places that have, you know, exotic butterflies and hummingbirds and all those scents of those, you know, warm scents. That's the memory that it evokes for me, actually. So it's a nice picture.
Yes. So yeah, that's what it is. Your memories will come up, and gradually we tend as human beings, we tend to forget about our good memories. We tend to focus on the negatives in our lives. And we tend to focus on the negatives, and the positive just watch the news. It's always negative. And I will quickly tell you this. We have some time here. So I've been to many workshops, and one guy said he was from New Zealand, and he went and paid the radio station. He paid them about £300, and he said, can you actually talk about good news? They gave him back his money. They said, no, we don't have an audience for good news. We attract more people by, talking about bad news. So that's when the time I decided to have a diet of news.
Diet of news, I like it. I think we're all on a diet of news. I've stopped. It used to be my routine every day, and that's a routine I've actually stopped. Elizabeth here has a question. Have you any recommendations for car journeys? Well, look at you, Elizabeth. You're going places.
Yeah.
To aid concentration. Oh, that's a good one, actually, because that can be quite an overwhelming thing if you're going new places and trying to find your journey. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, peppermint would be a good one. Peppermint and again, you know, I do have this memory. I do have a scent. I do have a roll-on scent that's on my website, which is specifically for concentration. And you can put that on pulse points and on all your pulse points. It comes in a little bottle like that with a roll-on, and you can carry that with you anywhere you go if you need to concentrate. And it's been very effective. It's called All the Good Essential Oil, and concentration. It's got rosemary as well on there, in there. Rosemary, peppermint, and something else which I can't remember.
Okay, thank you. Good for you, Elizabeth. Planning ahead, planning positively. That's good. And Teresa said she's trying to establish this currently with a dyslexic uni student who requires pastoral support along with sturdy skills. However, this will now enable me to take this study skills. Sorry, this will enable me to take this a step further. Great, great. That's good.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, if you do have any question, do not hesitate. You can always ask me question on support at Zuleikha Therapies. And I promise I will answer all your questions because I love aromatherapy so much.
And we will stay in touch as well, Zuleikha, no doubt. And anything that comes up through our forum, we will be sure to pass it on and make sure that you are able to get those questions answered, and we'll pass it on to our.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
I'll add the questions from today, as many as I can, onto the forum, and answers, so people can come there and get them.
Thank you, Philippa. Philippa, can you add the links to my Sage and Palo Santo as well?
Yes, absolutely. And any links that I've added up as well on there today from questions, I'll also add them and explain them on the forum as well.
Explain that they're good to actually spray in a room when you meditate.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, cleansing, cleansing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody, and thanks to everybody for staying on. Clearly you found this insightful and useful. This is the first of our series for the year, and we'll try and bring you content that's relevant and useful, hopefully. If you've got anything on your mind that you'd like for us to cover, we would really welcome that feedback. We try and make it as relevant as possible for people. But getting your feedback and hearing from you directly is really invaluable, so that we can steer our course in the right direction to support you, and that's what we're here to do. So I hope you enjoyed today. Thank you very much, Zuleikha. I very much enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you all at our next webinar, possibly, if it piques your interest. Keep abreast of all of our updates on social media, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and all the usual ways. And we usually advertise on our Dyslexia Association of London website as well. So lots of ways to keep in touch with us and tell us what you need for us to support you through this time. Okay, that's it. We're at time. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.